Welcome back to the workshop, everybody. TF Custom Shaving Brushes. Been a busy day. I've just been playing around with all the cameras too. So I've changed the camera that was up on the tailstock here and I've put it over onto the headstock, and it will give a nice head shot down, you know, top down shot. I've also moved the one that used to be off to the side over here, and I've brought that more into the front of the lathe here, just near the chuck. And then I've reset this one, the one that I talked to you guys on. So yeah, look, I've got to get some longer cables so I can move the cameras a bit easier. I've rearranged in front of the lathe here to get the other cameras and that in, so I've taken the dust extraction and that out the way, because basically I had a hell of a job trying to clean up around the lathe after turning the P&C limited edition 2020 brushes. I turned about 8 of them the other day and it was a hell of a mess here. I had green shavings everywhere, so yeah, it's taken a bit of time to clean it up. So hopefully with the compressor being moved, the dust extraction being moved, all that taken out the way, I can get in here now with my shop vac and clean up if I have to, so should be a lot better. Just let me go back to, just let me get my screen up here. Razor, how are you, buddy? First in again, eh? Good to see, good to see. Yes, mate, I was feeling a bit hairy after the last stream. I'd you know, bad bit of growth, and yeah, the hair was getting too long, so I lopped it all off the other night with the clippers, the good old wall clippers. This is how I wear it most of the time anyway, but I do normally let it grow and then I just take it off again. But, it's getting into this, coming into winter here, we're getting colder weather, so it gets a bit nippy on the old scone, so yeah, but nothing a hat can't fix out. Listen, I'm going to just wait a few minutes just to see if any other guys come into the stream. Razor, if you can keep me posted as to how many's in the stream, mate, because like I said, mine doesn't seem to update at all. So if you can let me know if there's a few guys. Mind you, most guys normally drop a good day in the chat anyway. And then I'll get started. I've got a few of the blanks that I cast the other night. So what I want to do is I want to show them in this stream, in the beginning of the stream, and then I was going to let everybody pick one, and I was going to throw it on the lathe and turn it into a handle. So again, I don't want the stream to be too late again tonight. I want to let you guys see what you want to see, and then turn the handle and get it over and done with and end the stream, you know. So I've got a few up here. I've got well, 5 handle blanks, including the razor blade one that I've cast, and then I've got 2 small ones which I'll use for. They were just the overpours from the castings that I done the other night. So the overflow ones have turned out to be quite nice as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll turn them into tops for handles. I'll make a nice base part of the handle, and I'll turn them into tops, but I'm going to show them on the camera shortly anyway so that everybody can see. Still pretty hard to tell. I mean, I'm looking at the blanks and I'm thinking that they're going to make some nice handles, but for somebody that's never really been involved in casting and turning brush handles, it'll be a little bit hard for you to actually visualise what the handle's going to make and how it's going to turn out. But I'm quite happy with each of the castings that I done the other night. I think they'll make some lovely handles actually, so yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they do pan out. Hopefully they should pan out okay. But yeah, we'll see how we go anyway. So I'm just going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'll bring these blanks out, and I'll let you see them anyway. So 2 watching at the moment, yeah? So you and somebody else. Or it could be me. I don't know if includes me in the count. I'm showing 2 on the screen. So what'd you get up to today, Reza? You have a busy day, mate? Yeah, the yellow and black one with the clear in it. Well, I think they put clear in them all anyway that night. I think the yellow and black one with the clear, and then I think there was blue and gold with the clear, and then I done a green, which was the fluoro green, and what did we mix with the fluoro green? Fluoro green, and I think we mixed up a bit of a concoction with blue, and I think I put a dual coloured one in, which was red and blue, I think it was. It's come up looking okay as well, but I'm not sure how the fluoro green is going to turn out, because the fluoro green has turned a dark green, but like I said, it's hard to tell. Once we get into the blank, I think there might be more fluoro green within the blank itself once I start to turn it into shape. So yeah, so we'll see how we go with that anyway. It should be okay, I think. Yeah, so they'll all be quite nice handles. Like I said, I think they'll all turn into a nice handle. Whether the colours are going to be strong enough is another thing, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see when we turn it. But I think it will be. Looking at the blanks, there's a fair bit of mix of colour on the outside, so it's always a good sign that it's gone okay. But like I said, you really see the beauty in them once you start to turn them. That's when the handle and the colours just pop out at you. So the translucent one that I done, the blue tinted one, and I put the dark pigment in to create some smoky swirls in it. That one's actually turned out not too bad, but I'm just hoping that when I turn the handle, that a lot of the smoky swirls are in the centre of the blank, not to the outside of the blank. So anyway, but I'll show you all them shortly anyway, mate. I'll just, like I said, we'll just wait and see if anybody else comes into the stream, and then we'll get started. It's 8 past now, so I won't let it go too long. Let's say maybe 10 past, quarter past, we'll kick off. We'll just pick a blank and we'll throw it on, and we'll turn it into a handle. I've got a nice one in my 2-band knots here, 2-band finest, nice and dense, and it's a 26, I think I picked out. Yeah, 26, and it will probably take about a 28mm hole out of the handle, thereabouts, 20, 27, 28. So and I'll probably set it it's about 70. So if I say 70 minus 53, yeah, I'll probably set it at about 17. That'll give it a loft. I'll set it about 17 deep into the handle, I think. 17 to 18, that'll give it a loft of about 52, 53. And these don't have a big high glue bump in them, so they're pretty good. So yeah, it should make a nice brush in one of them. But nice and dense, as you can see there. We'll show you in one of the other cameras later on, but it's not too bad. Hey, Mr. Stanway, how are you, buddy? I just sent you a message before, answer your question. I'm just going to give it till about 1:15, Craig, and then I'm just going to show you these blanks, and then we'll pick one to turn, and we'll throw it on the lathe, and we'll turn it. I was just saying to Razor, I've had a busy day today. I went flying this morning. I've got large model airplanes that I fly, and I'm just working my way up to the big ones. So I was down flying this morning, and I came home, put everything away, and then I come in here and I had to clean up after the 8 P&C brushes that I turned the other night. So well, yesterday actually. I turned eight handles yesterday, so I was kind of knackered, and I had a mess here. There was green shavings everywhere, and it's the Alumilite resin, and it's nice to work with, but it tends to get pretty staticky, so it sticks to everything, and it floats around in the air because it's that light. And it was just shavings and green everywhere in here. So when I come back from flying, I had to come out here, clean up the shed. I had to remove a few things around so I could get in to clean it properly. So I've reset everything up. I've now got my monitor directly in front of me. I've moved this main camera, I've moved it right back, I've moved it further back. Excuse me. I've rearranged the lights a little bit, and then I've moved this camera here. I've moved that from over here to here, so that way when I have to take the tailstock off, I don't have to worry about messing around with the camera. I can leave that camera on, and it's sort of attached there permanently. And then I moved another one. I've moved, you'll see it in some of the shots, but I've moved another camera out here in front of the lathe, a bit more in line with the chuck. So that should give us some nice side shots of what I'm doing on the lathe. So yeah, it's just trying to get you guys the best picture that I can get you in the cameras, without getting in the way of the lathe and all the stuff that normally splashes and splatters off the lathe. So we'll see how we go anyway, but we'll give it another couple of minutes, guys, and then I'll show you these blanks, regardless if anybody else comes into the stream or not. I'll show you the blanks, we'll pick one to turn, and I'll throw it in the lathe and we'll get started, how's the volume levels? My voice is probably a little bit loud at the moment. Music, how's the music, Razor? All good? Ah, you flew models as well, mate, yeah? Yeah, I'm into the aerobats. I just bought not that long ago, I bought a big 2.6 krill. Razor, I'm probably, well, so far I've turned 8, and I've got another, let me just check, mate. Yeah, so I've turned 8 and I've got another 6 blanks in here, and I've got another 3 over the other side of the shed. So I haven't had any, I nearly had one mishap, but it was all good. I managed to get the mishap out of the handle. So yeah, I may have 3 extras, but the big issue at the moment is, and I'll need to run it all through facade anyway on P&C, but the big issue is that we may not be able to get Serjan to fit knots in them, because he's been having an issue with hair. So it's not good me making the handles and then not being able to put a knot in it. So it may only be the 14, but I'll leave it in Facade's hands anyway. I mean, he's the man. But I'll leave it in Facade's hands to make his mind up as to what he wants to do, whether he wants to just stick with the 14 or whether he wants to be able to offer a few extras. And obviously that'll be pending whether Serjan's actually got enough hair to do an extra few knots. So That one will be a bit of a suck and see one, I think, guys, but yeah. But the handles are coming up nice. I mean, these aren't finished yet, they're still going to be all buffed and polished. And there's a range. You can see this one's got more of the light greeny white colour in it, and this one's got more of a mixed pattern, so there's a mixed bunch right throughout the whole lot. But they're all coming up pretty good. I've got them all pretty much spot on size and shape. So there's 4, and then there's another 4 there. So yeah, they're all coming up pretty good. So I'm going to be turning probably more of them again tomorrow. So I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's the 14 in this box here. So I've still got 2, 4, 6 to do, and then that's the LE brush handles done. Unless if Sergeant's got hair for the others and Facade wants to offer the other ones up, then we'll have another 3, hopefully, all going well. So yeah, so it's been busy. Alright, we're 17 minutes past, so I think we'll kick on, guys. So just bear with me for me looking down at the computer all the time, because that's the only way I can sort of communicate back to you guys, is by watching that chat. I wish I could have something out in front of me, but at the moment it's just kind of impractical at the moment. So maybe eventually I might get it in front so I can see what's going on without having to look away all the time. So music's good, yeah? Not too loud, and voice level's good. Alright, let me just see if I can get this one out. So I cast this one in the cup. There we go. This is the, I might move us to another camera, eh? Let me just flick us to, I'll flick us on to camera 2 actually. So this was the razor blade blank that I cast the other night in the plastic cup. So it's come up pretty good. So you can see the red running down the edge of the blade. You can see the blade through the blade there. Yeah, it come up alright. I mean, I'll take some material off the bottom when I turn it as well, so that the blade's not sitting too high up in the handle, because I cast a clear section on the bottom, but I'll turn some of that away so we're up closer to where the blood level is, and then obviously I'll have to take some off the top because we've got a lot above the blades as well, and then I'll maybe make up a different coloured top for it. Cast something on top, so I'll see anyway. That's just an experimental one. I'm in no rush with this one. I just do it as I feel like doing it until we get it done. But it should make for something interesting, I guess. But like I said, not something that I want to make too many of, because there's just too much work in them. But anyway, that's that one. Let me just put that back in its mould. Go. It just actually clipped in, and if you blow air down the side, it pops it straight back out of the cup. So that's that one, guys. Then the have you used your one yet, razor burn? Have you used it? Have you had a shave with your rhodium yet? So this one is one of the ones that I'm going to use for the top of a handle. So you can see it's got the green and the blue, and I can't remember what else I poured into that one. But it's also got a fair bit of clear in it, and I stirred this one up as well to get a bit of colour through the clear transparent. So you'll maybe be able to get an idea of the depth in it there when you see that, because there's clear in that and the colour is underlying, suspended in the clear. So I think that'll make a nice top for a handle. You can see the green and the blue through there. I think there might have been other colours in that, but I just can't remember what I poured in, because like I said, it was just the leftover resin from the other castings. So I can't remember if it got more than one mix in it or if it was one mix. So anyway, that should come up alright. Like I said, you can see it's got a fair bit of depth in there with a bit of swirl in the clear as well. So that's that one. And this one was the one with the blue and gold with the clear in it as well. And it's got a lot of nice depth in it. I don't know if the camera will actually pick it up, but again, this is going to make a terrific top section for a handle. And again, you can see the blue and the gold around that blank, and then if I show you in the top, you can see it's got a sort of like a layer of clear, and the clear goes down into that mix as well. So there's a lot of swirl in there with blue and gold and set in the clear. So again, I'm thinking it should look quite nice when it's turned into a handle top. And then it'll just be a case of working out what I'm going to do with the base, but I think in the case of this one would probably look nice with just a tinted transparent base handle, I would think, with a coloured top, and then set the knot in the coloured top. I think that would look quite nice. Or maybe even a clear handle with maybe a gold swirl in it into the clear, and maybe a touch of blue in there as a swirl as well, might look quite nice. So I'll have a play with them anyway for sure. So that's that one. So what did you think of those ones? Now, this one is the transparent one. So if I hold it there, you can actually see the swirls in it. So you can see it's clear to my shirt. I think that's capturing it. So that's transparent blue. Actually, I might even be able to show you. Yeah, I might even be able to show you in that camera there. So we'll go to camera 3. So that's transparent blue and a lighter blue, and then I also went back in and I put some direct tint and pushed it down into the resin to get the swirl, and you can see there's quite a lot of swirl at the top, and it fades and gets lighter as we go down to the bottom. So with this one here, I'm not sure whether to set the knot in this end here and then have the swirls coming down from the knot, or whether to actually turn it and go the other way and have the swirls coming out. I think it's probably going to look better with the knot in the top section with the swirls. I think that's probably going to look the best. But yeah, that should be that should make a nice handle blank as well, just with those smoky darker blue swirls in it. I just can't find something white to sit under there, but I've got nothing here. You can probably see it better. Like I said, if I switch to camera 2 and I hold it against my shirt, you can see the swirls in there. There you go, there's a good shot. You can see the swirls in that. So yeah, so it should, it's turned out exactly how I wanted it to turn out. If I was to do it again though, the only thing I've done wrong when I cast this one, and I wasn't thinking at the time, was that I would pour the clear into the mould first and then put the blue swirls in, but that would give us a clear with blue swirls. I think this is actually going to look quite nice being the blue tint with the darker blue swirls in it. I think it's just going to add another dimension to the handles, so yeah, I think it'll be nice. And then this one was the green with the purpley blue. This was the Dayglow green. So as you can see, the green's actually gone darker, but I've got a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to actually show the fluoro green once we actually turn into the black. But again, you can see there's a fair bit of mix in that with the green and the blue, or bluey purple. We've sort of, if I show you that end, we've got sort of green and blue, and if I show you the other end, it's quite strong purple there. So I'd say some purple's actually sunk to the bottom on this one, but there should be, looking at the blank, there should also be streaks of the purpley blue colour running up that blank as well, and then hopefully we'll get some different flashes of the Dayglow fluoro green. So again, it should look nice, I think. Now this one is the yellow and the black with a little bit of clear in it as well. Now if I show you that section there, it's pretty hard to actually see it. So you can see the yellow's actually changed colour a little bit, but we've got fairly strong yellow on that end. So I'm thinking that there will be a lot more yellow through the blank once we turn it, because there is a lot of yellow and black through the outside of that casting, as you can see. So I think we may get some nice streaks of yellow in there with the black. Some of it'll have mixed a little bit, I guess, because like I said, the black is a very, very strong colour, and that was what I was afraid of. That's why I only put a tiny little bit of black in. As you can see, it makes it go quite dark straight up, but I think there will be a lot of lighter yellow inside this blank when we turn it. So it's looking good, and I think the clear will give it a little bit of another dimension as well, if the top there is anything to go by. So that was the yellow and black one. And then last but not least, yeah, the transparent blue one will look nice. I mean, when it's polished up. I don't know if you've seen the honey coloured one I done a few weeks back. I think Nigel bought that one. He's on the TAWSA on Facebook. Nigel bought that one. It just looks $1,000,000, aye. So that one, this one should look nice as well, just the fact that it's got the swirl in it. The honey one was just honey, just right throughout the handle, a transparent sort of honey colour. Stunning, it was stunning though. Even Nigel took a nice photo and posted it up as a shave of the day the other day, and oh geez, I'll tell you what, it looked fantastic. So I think that blue one will look interesting with the swirls in it anyway. I've done a few transparents in the past with swirls in them. Now this one was the one that I done with gold and blue and transparent. And I think this one's going to come up really nice as well. I can actually see in the side of the blank, I can actually see the transparent, like the clear in it, and then I can see the blue and I can see the gold right all the way down through it. So I think that one's going to actually turn out to be a nice handle as well. You can see that end, it's got, you know, a lot of the gold through the bottom there, but there's gold all the way through as you can see in the side of that blank, and we've got a fair amount of blue in there. The transparent clear has probably lightened the colours up a bit, I'd say, but you know, again, you'll see the stronger colours once we actually turn into the blank. If you look at that there, you can see there's still strong blue in there, there's gold, and obviously we'll get the swirl of the clear in there as well. So yes, I'm quite happy with the four blanks, the four handle blanks have all come out, and I think they've all gone to plan. Like I say, we'll know more when I start to turn them, but they're certainly showing the signs of turning into nice handles. And yeah, so we'll need to turn one anyway and see how we go. So, what do you reckon? What one do you think we should turn? Yeah, well, the yellow and black one was one that Craig asked me to play around with. So if Craig's up for it, it's as if he wants it. But like I said, we won't know until we turn it as to exactly how it's going to look. I mean, we might turn it and it might not be what Craig's after. So I'm not too fussed. Like I says to Craig, there's no obligations. I'm quite happy just to turn it into a handle, and I'm sure that if Craig doesn't take it, someone else will anyway. So it's no big deal to me. You want the yellow and black? You'll have to fight Craig for it then. Always the same way. I can do another one though, that's no big deal. Just let's see how this one turns out, I guess, and then we can take it from there. And I'm just going to throw one of them on the lathe so I can turn one of them tonight. So it's just a case of picking which one you want to see me turn. So let me know, guys, let me know in the comments or in the chat there, let me know what you want turned, and I'll whack it in and we'll start turning before we lose too much more time. Yeah, Craig, did you have a shape in mind, mate? Because if you've got a shape in mind, I'll turn it to that shape, well, providing it's one that I can remember the shape at the top of my head. The blue and gold. You want to see the blue and gold? So we've got one for the blue and gold, and we've got one for the yellow. Now, who was it that asked me about the blue and gold? Who was it that asked me for that one? I can't remember now. I need to go back I'd need to go back through the chat or the. I can't remember who asked me for that one, because I think that one was somebody asked for that one as well. The blue and the gold. But like I said, I can always do another one. Nah, it's alright, mate. Look, there's no, like I say, there's no big deal anyway, because I can always cast another one. I mean, I've got a rough idea of what I've done with those ones now, so you know, it's no big deal. Let's just throw the blue and gold one in, eh? Let's chuck that one in. I'm just going to try and get this a bit closer to centre. That's not too bad. We'll see how we go with that. Oh, you were the blue and gold, Craig, were you? Oh, it was, so alright, I had it the wrong way. I thought you were the one that asked for the yellow and the yellow and the black, Craig. Sorry, mate. The blue and the gold. Did you want me to turn it then, or are you? Would you rather leave that until we decide on a handle? Till we decide on a handle shape. Do you want me to leave that one for now? Oh, I've got it all muddled up and mixed up, haven't I? Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the chat now, Craig. So did you have a shape in mind, Craig, or do you want me just to leave this one until we discuss that further, and I'll throw one of the other ones in? Do you want me to put it aside, Craig, for now until we discuss shape, yeah? No worries, mate. Easy done. What I might do then is I might turn one of the other ones. That way I'm not pressurising anybody to pick a shape, eh? Let's do this green and purple one and see how that turns out. Because like I said, I could turn it into whatever shape I want to turn it, but it might not necessarily be what you want. And like I said, there's no obligation on whether you take it or not. You know, because I'd rather you see the handle and make sure it's what you want first. That'll do. That's not too bad. Alright guys, what I'll do is I'll move over to one of the other cameras now and I'll just show you the different shots that we've got. So the results in my work changing all the cameras around today. The only good thing about having the camera on the tailstock, as I had before, was that you could actually see the end of the blank as I was turning it or drilling a hole in it. But it was a pain because I had to move it every time I changed for drilling to, you know, using the live centre. So that's why I've decided to put it over here. I don't have to move it over here. So let me just show you that shot. So number 3 now will be that shot. So you'll get to see the blank nice and close like that. So you'll still get to see the shape of the handle. And you'll actually see the shape of the handle better this way because the top of the handle will be here. So you get a better perspective of how the handle looks rather than coming in from the other way as well. So you'll get that view there. And then we've got view 2, which is this view. So you'll be able to see that one as it starts to shape up as well. And the good thing about the other one is you'll actually get to see me coming in here with a tool as well, so you'll see what I'm actually doing here to get the shapes and everything. So I think the way the cameras are now, I think it's probably the, I know I've moved them about 3 or 4 times, but I think the way I've got them now, I think will be the way I'll leave them, because I think we're going to get some good shots out of the way they are now. But anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. Yeah, that's fine, Craig. You just, once you make up your mind what shape, just let me know and then I can maybe do this one in another stream or something like that for you. And then that way you can see it, you know, as it's finished, once we determine shape. Or I can just send you some photographs anyway, that's no big deal. And like I say, there's no obligations, mate. If you don't like it, don't take it, it's no big deal because I'll sell it to someone else anyway. It'll still be a nice handle one way or the other. Resin with you, black and yellow one, I'll do the same with that, mate. We'll maybe turn that in another stream. And again, if you like it, you know, it's yours. If you don't, well, somebody else will buy it. I mean, we'll see how it looks and you can make up your mind then, mate. So don't feel that you have to either. Just we'll take it as it comes. So they might make another couple of streams another night, another couple of live shows. Alright, so I'm going to do this green and purple, or the day glow green and the mix of blue and red that I put in there. And we'll see how that turns out. Alright, so what I'll do is I'm just going to square up the end guys first up. So I'll get set up and get myself organised. I've sharpened all the tools again today as well, so we're starting with a nice fresh bunch of tools again. Okay, so we'll start the lathe up nice and slow. Check my tool rest height. Maybe just down a touch more. And then I'll change the camera view and we'll go to camera 3, I think. Turn the lathe up a bit. Jumping around until I get it flattened out. Starting to get smoother now. You can hear the cut's not as rough. There's a little bit on the edge here, and then as we get into the middle, we've got it pretty much flat now. I think I'm pretty much flat there now. Still a little bit to go. Still a little bit of a hollow spot there. And that's that clunking noise that we can hear. You can hear it's getting less and less, so we're nearly there. We'll have a look now because it feels okay, sounds okay. Yeah, I think that'll do us now. G'day mate, how you doing? Welcome back. We just picked one of the blanks that I cast the other night in the Lathe. So I've gone with the Dayglow green with the purpley blue red duo mix in it. So we'll see how it turns out anyway. I'll show the blanks again later on so that anybody joining the stream can get to see them at the end. So just remember me near the end in case I forget. I've got a bad habit of forgetting things these days. But yeah, if you show me and I'll show you just remind me and I'll show you the blanks at the end. In the meantime, I'm just going to crash on with this one. So we've got that end nice and flat now. So now I'll swap over and I'll drill the hole now. So this is where it's good now that I don't have that camera on this tailstock end, so I can put the drill with the Forstner bit straight in there and drill it without having to move the camera and all that. So you'll see the drill coming into the blank shortly. I'll just have to slow it down a bit. And I'll just start the drill in the middle here. Actually, I might change that Forstner bit because I need about a 28mm hole, and I've got a 28mm Forstner bit. So that'll give me the right size straight off the bat, so I won't have to go back in there with a skew and tidy it up, so that'll be good. So I know you can't quite see what I'm doing here, but this is going to be fairly quick anyway to drill out, so then we'll be back to shaping. I'm just going to set this on 0 so that I've got my depth gauge in use. Once it's there, I'll just take that in. Don't want the blank to get too hot, so I'll just keep releasing it, clearing the shavings. So I'm in 10mm now. That's 15. And I'm going to stop at 17 there. Get rid of that. Give the bit of a take that out again, put the live centre back in. So live centre in, but before I put the live centre in the hole, I'll just work out what size I'm going to make this handle. I'll put a couple of marks on there, and then I'll shape the top a little bit to start, and then so I'm going to go probably around. Just have a look and see how that looks. So I'm going to put a mark on there about 24. want to make the handle round about, I think 68, 69. So I'm going to make that about there. And I think that should look okay. So, how we go in the chat? Ryan, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, mate. Pity about the footy the other night, aye? What a shocker. Yeah, I like all my handles to be a little bit on the longer side, mate. I just think that, well, personally myself, I mean, I can make the handles whatever length you want, but basically it's a handle size that I've found is really nice, and the shape that I put into these ones is just a nice simple shape, but I find it sits nice into the hand. The bottom of the brush sits nice in the palm of your hand and the hollow of your. Let me get on the other screen. I find that the bottom of the brush just sits nice in the palm of your hand, and the length that I make them, you've still got plenty of room there to get a good grip of the brush near the top of the handle, but it just sits in your hand so much comfortable. If you've got a small handle, I feel that you're sort of, you've got to hold it like that because you can't, it's not long enough to get it in your hand, whereas to me a handle needs to be in your hand, it needs to be comfortable in your hand, and it needs to fit your hand. So the shape I put in is nice and round, and yeah, it's just a shape that I really like. It's a nice simple shape, but it's a nice shape. So anyway, let's crack on. I'm going to make the top of this one slightly more rounder than flatter like I normally do. So I'll make it more round on the top here, so the diameter of it will be nice and round, and then like I said, it'll be a nice hollowed in shape to another bulb on the bottom, which will sit nice in your hand here. So I'm just going to, where am I? Where's my sandpaper? Here we are. I'm just going to hit that sharp edge in the hole there, just to take the sharp edge off it, so that when I sit the knot in there, it doesn't cut hairs or anything. So I always like to make sure that's nice and rounded. And then I can sit the knot in there and try that knot. And it's just a beautiful fit. It's not choking the knot sits in there quite nicely. Sufficient backbone. It should have a loft of about 53 now, I think. 53, 54. Yeah, probably closer to 54, so that's not too bad. I might even go in just a little touch more. I might go in another mil. Off, take her in. So that's bang on 17. And take it to about there. Take her out. I shall leave that in there for back in, I'll bring my tool rest in, and I'm just going to shape the end so that once I put the live centre in, it can stay in there. Turn the lathe up. rearrange my tools a bit here so that I know which ones are which. So just nice and gently there, just to round that top edge off. I'll put the final shape in there after, but this is just to give me a start on the shape at the top edge so I can get my live centre in there, and once it's in there I can leave it in there. Okay, that'll do that. Bring the live centre in now. Give myself enough clearance to get the tool rest in, yep. Lock her off. Now I just need to make my marks a little bit stronger so I can see where they are. So there's the bottom of the top section. And there's the bottom. Oh, good. So yeah, the long handles are a winner for me, mate. I mean, I just think they're so much more comfortable in the hand, eh? Okay, let's just start a little bit of shaping here. Just going to drop the tool rest a little bit. So far I'm seeing more green shavings than I am blue shavings, so but we'll know more once I stop the lathe and we have a look. going to go in here and make a little bit of a cut in here just to get to the bottom of that round. So I'm going to go in with a parting tool and just take it a little bit deeper so I can get the rest of that round in there. Not much, just a little bit. Then I'll bring that back out, bring her up. The bottom of it now. So now I've just got to refine that shape. Reasonably happy with that. Okay, then we'll bring this out about there. And lift it up a touch. Then we'll get the carbide. Turn the speed up a little bit. So you're getting that clunking noise again because the blank's slightly out of round, but once we get it to the round, take a little bit of material off, she'll go nice and smooth again. And now we've got too many streamers happening. The joys of turning resin, eh? Oh, we are getting a nice bit of blue through that, so that's nice. That'll come up quite nice, I reckon. Can you see the blue through it? The blue in the grain? And I think once it's buffed and polished, I think the green's going to actually pop out a lot more too. So yeah, so I'm reasonably happy with that. I never put my bottom mark on there. Oh yeah, I did, sorry. I might just go in with the parting tool just to set the bottom before I get too carried away. So I'll set the bottom with the parting tool just so I've got my mark to work to. Yeah. Sorry when it streams up like that, but it's when it wraps itself round, and if there's other stuff lying on the bed of the lathe, it picks that up and wraps that round too. Then you can't see what you're doing, so you have to stop, clear it, and then start again. Okay, that's that done. So you can see what I've done. I've just set my bottom mark. I've got my top. I've got my top section. I've got my hollow that I'm going to go in there now, and I'll bring it back out. We'll cause a bubble on the bottom. And then that will just be nice to sit in the hand there. So in nice and gently again. And then raise the end of the handle up so that it starts to cut. You can't beat it. Just stop that and have another look now, just to make sure that we're on track. Yeah, so you can see that purpley blue starting to come through on that now. Like I said, I think once this is sanded and polished up, I think it's going to look quite nice actually. And I think that fluoro is going to, the Dayglow green one is going to pop a lot more, hopefully. But yes, you can see it shaping up anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to just go in again with that parting tool. No, I'll still refine that shape a bit more yet, I think. There's still got plenty of room to go yet. Bring that little rim down a touch, just below that rounded top section there, so that I can get a better idea of the thickness of it for rounding over. So I'll just come onto this nice and gently, because it will be a slight tad out of round. That's nice and round now. I'm just going to refine that a little bit. Refine that edge in there very slightly. Touch in there again. Back to there. That'll do that. Just take it in a little bit more. Rid of that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll just check the chat, guys, before I continue on. Yeah. Yep, cool. More questions? So what I'm doing now, guys, is this little rim here, I'm going to thin that down by taking material away on the underside here. And then hopefully that will thin that down and it will give me more of a blended shape into that, the curve of that handle. Just going to keep this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Hey. I'm almost where I want to be with that shape up here, and just down below that ring there. I'm almost where I want to be with that now. And all I'm doing now is sweetening down to the lower section of the handle now. That won't come off. trying to keep those cameras clear for you. Okay, I think that'll do me. I need a little cleaning cut in there because it's not quite flat. So I'm just going to go in there and just tidy that up and give us less sanding. That's better. A little bit just in the middle there. That's better. Okay, that's where I want to be there. Okay, so I'll reset now, and I'll probably just take a bit more. You'll see that better once it gets all cleaned up, but anyway, let me just reset here. I'm just going to take more out the bottom so that I can start shaping the bottom of the handle, rounding it over. I'll show you what I mean in a tick. Just might need to go more than that guy. So let me go back to that camera there. I'm just going to take a little bit more off the bottom here. Off the waist section. I just want to give myself more room to shape the bottom of the handle. I think that camera shot is a better shot now with the camera over the other side, isn't it? I mean, you're getting to see the shape of the handle better from this side rather than looking in this way. And I think that's a lot better now. On a chest set, eh? Yeah, it does look a bit like that, but it's a nice shape. It's a shape that I really like, actually. I do quite a lot of these handles. And I just mix it up with different colours and different mixes. But it's a nice shape, it's comfortable in the hand. So this is where I'm going to shape the bottom now, so I'm just going to relieve that a little bit more. We'll get rid of that off the camera. And then I'm going to start rounding the bottom in now. Getting that noise again because we're out of round here. Not sure if how this shot will look, but try it. You might get a different look for the little one. I need to chase up my little medallions, my little coin medallions for the bottoms of my handles. I'll need to chase them up next week too, because they should be getting pretty close now as well. I'll need to clear that. Yeah, the camera, I think the camera's, that's the best position I've had them in so far, I think, since I started the live streams, Resin. I'm much happier with them now. You can see a lot more of what's going on, and you can, just better angles, I think. So now I'm just refining this and blending one shape to the other shape. Just give that a clear. It's hard to follow over my tools, I can't see what I'm doing anymore, or what I'm picking up. Okay, back to the carbide. I'm just going to take that, there's a little edge just in here that I can feel in my finger there. The bottom round I'm quite happy with, but there's just this curve here needs to be blended into this curve coming up through here now, so I'm just going to take that little point, there's like a ridge there, I'm just going to try and take that off just to sweeten that inner curve into that bottom curve now. So in nice and gently, just start the cut. And I'm just going to roll that over into there. Just taking a couple of tool marks out in the middle bit there. There's still a little lip there, so I'm just going to play with that until I get that out. Just be a very light touch here now. That's almost got it. And I think the rest will come out with sandpaper now. Just a little bit of touch on the bottom. That's just beautiful now. So I'll slow the lathe down. Then we'll remove the live centre. not too fast. And all I'm going to do is just blend those curves together with the sandpaper now. And that's me just feeling the curves just in my hand, just making sure that it feels good, or if it needs changing, or if it's sharper, or if it needs to be smoother. Is the music still playing, guys? So unfortunately this sanding part's the long, slow process, but when you get to see the end result, it's worth it. So this is a fairly coarse grit, this one. This is 150 grit. And I can see that it is leaving a few little scratch marks, but hopefully we'll get them out with the next grits as we work our way through. And I'm just going to give this an alternate direction sand as well. I think that 150 is probably a bit coarse than I'd like to start with, to be honest, because I had quite a nice finish off the tool. It just needed a bit of a clean up, but probably giving myself a little bit more work now trying to get these scratches out with the 150. I think I used to start at about 180 and work my way up from there to about 400, 600. I'm actually going to change my sanding process and go a bit higher in the grits before I change to the micro mesh, the wet pads. It's all experiment, it's finding out what works, what doesn't, and what works the best, and then sticking to it, you know. Cool, so the music's playing alright. There's a lot to this live streaming stuff, you know. There's a lot of setup and a lot of time playing around with it. But it's worth it, I think, because it just makes a better video, I guess, a better live video, because you can switch between the cameras and get different views and take different things in. So at least I'm hoping it's better for you. this one. I think I might go back to my starting at 180. I think because this is actually introducing scratches into the handle, which is going to end up giving me a little bit more work. So I think I'm quite happy to go that low on the grip. Because, like I said, the finish off the tool was quite smooth, nice and flat. I've actually introduced scratches in here, but we'll get them out anyway. I'm doing a little bit of wet sanding with 1000 grit as well before I go to the micro mesh pads now as well. So just trying different things to try and get a best finish I can possibly get on the handles. I can't believe you've not tried that chameleon hybrid brush yet, Resin. I thought you would have been chomping at the bit to give that one a run for its money. To 320. in there. Up to 400. It's amazing how just tiny little changes to the shape can make a difference in the handle too. Like, I like this shape and I do quite a lot of brushes in this shape, but every now and again I put a little slight variation on it, and it's amazing how much of a change it makes to the handle. Just the tiny little subtle differences. What have you been up to today, Ryan? You been working? Studying? Surfing? Yeah, it's getting a 26mm 2x and finest in a bulb. Nice full knot. It'll be 28 or just under 20, well 28 out of the handle. It'll have a loft of about 50, I made an adjustment, didn't I? It should be around about 53, I think, loft height from memory. Okay, that's that. We'll go to 600 now. Bigger knots, yeah. I mean, look, I was always I tried a couple of big knots early on, and I ended up sticking with 26s for most of my knots. But I do have a couple that are a bit bigger. I've gone up to the 28s. I've got a synthetic that's a 30mm, but I still enjoy the 26s as a good all-round size, to be honest. So all I'm doing with this grit now, I'm on 600 grit, and I'm just basically looking for anywhere where I haven't taken out the deeper scratches from the previous grit now. So then once I've done this one, I'm going to go on to 1000 grit with water and sandpaper, and then I'll start on the micro mesh pads. And that's when we're going to start to see this true colour in this one, and start to get a bit of shine and a bit of colour pop in it. So just hang in there, guys. I know this is a boring section of the video, but it'll be worth it, I think, once we see the final colours of this handle coming out. Getting there, nearly there. well, there's a bit to go actually, but I keep saying that, but there's a bit to go. But this is the hard sanding. It's pretty important to get this stuff right. Making sure that the detail, the tight sections in there are nice and clean. Still can't really see the true colour in it yet. Let's see how we look from that view. Put this sandpaper aside there. I'll grab my water, 1000 grit. Slow this down. Don't want any splash up into the camera. Yeah, starting to see the colour popping it now. Obviously it's wet, so I mean the colour always pops when it's really wet. But once it's finished sanding with the soft pads and then buffed, that's when you really see it. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with this 1000 grit because I want it to be as good a finish as I can get really with a 1000 grit before I change over to the soft pads. stop it in a minute just so we can have a look, see the colour when it's not spinning. The curves are nice and blended now. I mean, the sandpaper's just gliding over the curves now, so it's you can see how much crap I'm getting off there with the 1000 grit. Just making sure I'm getting right into the corners of that ring detail there. Oh, that's one thing I never left out, was my paper towels. I'll need to be excused from the camera for a minute, so I can go and grab my paper towels and I'll keep going with this first though. We've got a little bit to go yet, but I think I'm almost there with the 1000 grit. Put that aside, and yeah, I'll have to go and get a paper towel, roll of paper towels. Give me 2 secs, guys. Oh, there they are. There they are. Not too far away. Let's have a look. Yeah, I want to keep going with that 1000 grit a little bit more. We're almost there though. Yeah, we're almost there. So we'll go again with that 1000 grit. Just in the wet a little bit more. Use another section. See how that looks. scoot through these soft pads there, guys. Starting to see the green pop a bit more now because we're getting finer on the grids. So that day glow green is starting to pop now. Yeah, blue's starting to show through. It's sort of there's like tints of blue, but there's also like some that's more purple than blue, so it puts a nice mix through it. And that was because the mix that I made up with the powders, because I put a blue in, but I also put the duo in, which was it was a mix of red and blue in the one powder, and I mixed that in with the other colour that we put in there, and that's what's throwing the different colours. I'll do that one. Just move that out the way for now. And the next one. So have you all had a look at the new website? Yeah, it needs a few more brushes on there for sale, but I've got a few things happening at the moment, so it's just as soon as I can get the time I'll be making some. I like obviously this one, if this one doesn't get claimed, this one will go up on the website. just remembered I didn't replace my polish that I dropped the other night either, which is a bummer. I need to go and get some tomorrow. Yeah, I put an update on the PNC page last night, I think it was, or later yesterday afternoon. Just an update so that everybody's aware of where I'm at and what's happening. So I'm hoping to have all the brushes finished sort of early this coming week. And then obviously I can start on the engraving and the colour fill for them as well. And then that should finish them so I can get them in the post early next week, early the following week to Surjan for the knots to be fitted, hopefully. It's looking pretty interesting, this one, I'll tell you. I'll give you a real close-up once I get it finished, but it's shaping up very nicely actually. And I still reckon those other blanks, which I'll show, just remember me to show them before I close the stream down. There's a couple of guys come in that weren't in earlier, so at the start of the stream, so I'll show them again at the end of the stream once I get this one finished, or near the end, because they're going to make, looking at this one and how this one was done compared to how the other ones were done, I'd say the other ones are going to come up an absolute treat. this one and another two to go, and then we're done with the pads. Then I can release it out of the chuck, turn it around, part the waste off the bottom, finish the bottom of the handle, which doesn't take too long, but we've got to go through the sanding process again on the just to the bottom of the handle. And then that'll be this brush finished. I'll stick the knot in it, I'll let you have a look, see what you think. I think proportions I've got right in it, looking at the shape from above the way I'm looking at it. I think the proportions are right in the handle. It looks pleasing to the eye. It should be lovely in the hand. It's got a nice deep section in here where you'll be able to get your fingers in, and that part here will sit nicely in the palm of your hand here, the upper part of your palm. So it should be nice and comfortable for sure. And that's why I like the slightly longer handles. I mean, I can make the handle shorter, but, and I will if somebody wants a shorter handle. I've done it in the past, but where I've got the choice, I like to make my handles all that bit longer. Yeah, the medallions should be, well, they shouldn't be too far away if they're not already on the way. I'm looking forward to getting them, but they'll only go in on request, or in brushes that I make myself and put up for sale. So if it's a custom made brush, you'll get the choice, antique brass or antique silver in the coins that will go in the bottom, the medallions, with TF custom shaving brushes on it. But like I said, it will be a choice for custom brushes whether you want to put it in or not, because not everybody likes them. I certainly didn't like them, that's why I've held off for such a long time. But everybody else is doing it, and some people, quite a lot of people want them, so and I can understand why. So I'm going to put the option out there. And if they go well, I might even get a few other finishes in the same sort of medallion, but there's a few other different finishes you can get. Originally I was going to go for a bright gold, but then a few guys says, nah, it might be a wee bit too blingy and detract from the handle, so I tended to agree with that. So I've gone with the antique, which is a little bit darker, they're not quite so much in your face, not shiny. So hopefully they'll just be nice in the handles. Okay, I think that'll do me. I'll just give this one a little bit of a hand rub, just make sure we've got no directional marks. Should be now, though it looks pretty smooth. You can see that blue starting to pop out a little bit more now as well, and we're getting the lighter green popping out a little bit. I don't know if the camera's quite capturing it properly, but I'll give you another look from a few different angles once we get it parted off and finished. I'm certainly pleased with the casting though, and the way it turned out. It looks nice. Okay, so get rid of that now, get rid of that. So we, actually I will need it again, so I might as well keep it handy. I'll stick it down here for now. And I'll just give that another little dry off. So you can see, because of the sanding now, she's starting to hold her shine a little bit better than what it was before. Okay. Alright, so I'll release that now and we'll recheck. And we'll release this chuck. We'll maybe just put these back. We'll go to that one for now. See what I'm doing. Take that chuck off. And I'm going to put the big chuck on. Get rid of that. The only thing with that camera there is I used to put the key in from the top to tighten the chuck. Now I've just got to do it on the side, so it's just a case of getting used to that. It's certainly better not having to move that camera from here all the time when I want to drill or when I want to shape. Having it permanently there is it's working out a lot better, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to expand inside that handle now. Just make sure that we are spinning nice and true, which we are now. And then I'll just gently tighten that up a little bit at a time. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We've got all the scratches out of it now, so that's good. Before I go too much further, I'll bring up the tailstock, so I'll just move that in so I've got my distance. Bring in the tailstock, lock that off, put a bit of pressure on there, lock that. Right, let's have a quick catch up in the chat. Yeah, the PNC brush this time is less than what we done the last time though. I think I done about 20 odd the last time. And we had a couple of different settings for the knots because we had fan knots and bulb knots. So there's a little bit more work in it. More handles, more work in it. But yeah, these ones are going to be nice. They are going to be nice. Yep. All good. So we'll just move that out of the way now, and I'll just get set up and part this one off. So I need to drop the tool rest right down. Drop the tool rest right down. Tighten her up. And then I'll flip to the other camera for this one, I think. So we'll go back to 3 for this one. You're not quite going to see the tool in there, but you'll see it parted off anyway. Okay, so we're all good there. I'll just give this a little last check just to make sure that we're happy with the tightness. Last thing I want is the handle flying off. Yep, I think we're all good there. Don't want to go any tighter or blow it apart. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with a parting tool now. That's my parting tool that I use. So that's the point is the, if you can see that, the point there is the cutting edge. So as the blank's coming round, I'm just pushing that point in there. It's relieved on the underside, relieved on the top, just so that we get the point. And if I ever need to sharpen it, I don't have to take it back to the grinder. I can get my diamond card and can get my diamond card, and because it's got a hollow grinder in it, I can just rub that a couple of times across the surface like that, or I can come in underneath on that short one there because it's a hollow grind as well, and I can just touch it up with a diamond card rather than grind steel off it, and then that puts a nice sharp point back on that now. Just for that couple of rubs. Just let me check that. Okay, I'm just going to part this off now. So start the lathe up nice and slow. Get a bit of speed up. Then I'm just going to go in and make a couple of nice cuts. And then I'll relieve that so that the tool doesn't bind up. Now I can just keep going in a little bit deeper, keep relieving so the blade doesn't jam. Then that's it parted off. Sorry for my hands. So now I'll remove the tailstock out the way again, we don't need that anymore now. And I'm just going to turn the tool rest around so we can clean up the bottom of the handle now. That's the only thing with this camera here, is you can't actually see what I'm doing to the bottom of the handle, but I'll show you once it's finished. I don't think you'd pick it up in the other shot either, because it's wrong view. You need to be coming in this way, but that's alright. Look, I'll continue on. It doesn't take much to do this, and then I'll sand it all off, put a little bit of hollow in here with the tool, get my height right. A little bit too high. Should be okay. So I'm just using a spindle gouge for this one. So you can see I've got a nice swept back wing on the tool. It's actually needing a sharpen, this one. It's a little bit, it needs a touch up. I could touch that up with a diamond card as well, but for what I've got to take off here, it's only a very light, small cut anyway. So I'm just going to use it. thinking I should be getting close there. I'll check it with the little stainless steel rule in a minute, just see, make sure I've got a nice hole under it. We'll see how we go with that, I think. Yep, that's nice. Okay, so I've just got to sand up the bottom now, guys, and then we can give it a little bit of a buff up, and I'll sit the knot in it and let you have a bit of a closer look. Right, so I'll just give this a little bit of a sanding, and then we'll move on from there. So just start the lathe up nice and slowly. The whole time I'm running my hand over the handle there, I'm just checking that I've got the sharp edge away at the bottom. Ah, that's lovely in the hand. That's all I'm doing. Each time I put my hand over that, I'm just feeling that the handle's comfortable in the hand. There's no sharp edge. If there is, I need to take it off. Looks good. Need the water back. Spend a little bit of of time with my 1000 grip again. And all I'm doing now is just fine sanding that bottom, but I'm also rolling that bottom edge into this curve of the handle again. Music's still going, that's good. Things I do to keep you guys entertained, eh? Almost there, lads, almost there. A couple of these pads to go, and then I'll need to get you to excuse me for just 2 minutes till I zip inside and get some polish, because I haven't replaced the polish I dropped off the lathe the other night, my U-Butte Plastic X McGuire's. So that was a third of a tub thrown in the bin because I had a big hole in the bottom and I had nothing else to put it in, so it would have been dry by morning, so I tossed it. I'll get another tub because I do like that polish, it really does work, but any car polish will work really, but that is a plastic one, so that's one of the reasons why I liked it. But most polishes will work anyway. So that's it. I'm just gonna give it a little dry off. So I'll leave that just spinning there for now, and I'll just, excuse me guys while I duck in and just go and grab a bit of polish, because you really see it pop when I put the polish on it. So I'm just going to mute my sound for a minute and I'll put the music up a little bit, and I'll be back in a tick. Alright, I'm back. So I've got a little bit of polish, so we should be able to polish off nicely. I'm just going to get rid of that for a tick. Go back to there. It's nice and dry now, so fresh towel. Sound should be okay again now. just take the music down a touch more. Is that music and the voice volume's okay again now? I'm mighty impressed with that casting actually. It's nice. So I'm just going to work that polish just by hand onto the resin, and then we'll buff it in with a bit of clean paper towel. Make sure we get the whole handle. And then I'll stick a knot in it and let you see it as a finished handle. If the knot will stay in there okay, should do, hopefully. I'm not sure if this polish is going to work as good as my other stuff, but we'll give it a try anyway and see how it goes. It's not going to cause any harm. I can always put it back on here, well, as long as I don't set the knot. I can always put it back on here and give it a touch up. Actually, I didn't buff it. I could probably give it a buff and bring it up as well, so I might do that. I might take it off and just stick the buffer in and give it a bit of a buff up as well. I think that might bring it up better. So we'll stop that. Yeah, because that hasn't really done much. I'm going to give it a buff. So we're pretty much finished with this chuck now, so I can release that. Sit it there, you can actually see the shape of that now. And I'll release this chuck. Oh. And I'll form a little buffer. Right. We'll go there. Start the lathe up. Good. Bit of compound. Got a count of 3, guys. That little there, detail bit. Make sure she's buffed as well. And we'll go the other way now, make sure we get into the curve. This is putting a better shine on it. I normally do buff every handle, but I just missed that step in this one here when I put the polish on it. I should have buffed it first and then polished. Getting there now though. Okay, that'll do it, I think. That's brought it up. Yep, that's brought it up fantastically well now. you've got to really watch it because the buffing compound's blue as well, and sometimes when you get it on thick it leaves little bits of buffing compound that are quite hard to get off with a soft mop. And I thought I had a bit there, but it's not. It's a bit of blue in the handle. But this has brought it right up now. I'll reveal it to you in a second. We're almost there. Okay, in my pocket. And I'll just knock this out. That goes in there. That goes under there. Okay. What camera should I show you in first? We'll go to this one, eh? Well, there she is. She's all done. Beautiful in the hand. There she is. Get over this way. There you go. I'll bring it to one of the other cameras. That lets you see it overall though. So it's nice hold. Don't know if you can see that in my hand here. That's as comfortable as anything in there. So like I was saying before, you can see that the base of the handle is in the palm of my hand, or the top part of the palm of my hand, and I've got that finger wrapped around the top there. The thumb's locked onto the edge here, and then these fingers, that finger there just wraps in there like that. And that's the grip you need. That's absolutely perfect, and that feels nice in the hand. Where it's not a sharp edge, but where that ring is, that gives you a good lock in for your thumb, and the rest of it's actually held in the palm of your hand. It's just stunning. It's just, I love that shape handle. It looks attractive. As you can see there, it looks attractive. There's the bottom with a nice little hollow in the bottom. Looks like a torch, eh? Shining a torch at you. Yeah. Now I'll bring it in front of one of the other cameras just to get a different view on it. So let's try camera 2. We'll go there. bring it into that one so you can get a nice close-up of the colour in there. Is that too close? Maybe back there, right? So you can see it's got a blue in it, but it's also got like a purpley colour through it too. And the green, you've got sort of really lighter fluoro green, but because I mixed a little bit of mica into that too, it's actually put a nice shimmer and a sparkle into that green. So like I said, the different powders that I put in these have really given a nice effect actually. That's too close, or if you're getting the right view of that. Yeah, you should be getting it there, I think. And then, there's the bottom. So you've got a bit of blue in the bottom there shining through. And you've got that little hollow, which I always put in the bottom of my handles. So if I can sort of show you there. See, you've got a little bit of a hollow there. So it sits nice and flat on any surface. Of a hollow, and then I'll try the overhead shot for you to see if it sheds any different light on it. Actually, you can probably see it better there, right? There's a little bit of sparkle through it too. There's still a bit of buffing compound in there on the buff out. Just that slightly rounder shape on this section here, rather as the flat one that I put in sometimes, just gives it a nice look as well. Still a little bit of dust floating around in here sticking to it, but you can see the bottom. See that shimmer in the green there, and the blue. Anyway, that's the finished brush. That's the 26mm 2-band finest in there, which are the ones that I use in most of my handles. Obviously I can put any knot in there that you want, but that's the one I've tended to stick with for a while now. I've had a lot of good feedback on it, so I tend to stick with it. It's been pretty consistent with me too, so yeah. And that should have a finished loft height, I think, was it 53 or was it 54? Let me just check that for you. 53. Yeah, 53, 52, 53. It's pretty close. But not set in yet, but it will be. So one last look, guys. Then I'm going to shut the shed door down. And thank all you guys for dropping in the stream again. Oh, I was going to show you these other blanks before I go away. Yeah, it's quite nice. Both the green and the blue are nice, and actually it's amazing how the colours are just shimmering together. I mean, some people say blue and green should never be seen, but you know, I think in the case of this one, the way I mixed those colours and because I put the micas in them, it's given them a nice shimmer, and it's actually when you turn the handle around in your hand, you're actually getting different colours that sort of spring out in your face. Just the colours are shimmering straight at you. I'm pleased with it, I'm very pleased with it. Anyway, enough of that. You've seen that brush being made. Now that was a blank that I cast in the last stream, just from some different resin mixes that I made up with different colours, just playing around with colours really. That's what I like doing that. But I also done a few others. So this one was a transparent one. It was a little bit of a mistake really. What I done was I was going to well, I was actually just going to have it as a total transparent handle with a touch of blue tint in it. So I started mixing it up. I dropped a little bit of blue tint in it, and then I thought, oh, I'd like to put some darker smoky swirls in it, just to give it something different to look at. But I'd already put the blue tint in when it was in the mixing cup, not when it was in the mould. So then what I had to do is to put the swirls in. If I put the swirls in the cup, they would have just totally disappeared when I put it into the mould. So what I done was I poured the blue tint into the mould and filled the mould up, and then what I done was I then went back and I got some of the pure tint again in the blue, and then I put some swirls in it. And if I hold that, actually, yeah, I'm not sure if you can see that against my shirt, but you can see the smoky twirls in there, the dark blue smoky twirls. So what I'm thinking I'll do with this one is I'm thinking that I'll set the knot in here, so it'll be partly transparent with the blue tint in it, so it shouldn't look too bad. And I'm going to have the little swirls, the blue swirls, making their way down the handle to the bottom, which again has got a little bit more blue just tint in it, clear. So that should make a nice handle. It'll be something a little bit different again. You know, I mean, I've done a few transparent tints now. I think I've done, the one that I really liked that I done was the one that had the red, green and blue in it. I put different smoky swirls in it. It was, I think it was a clear tint, a clear resin, that one, but I put the 3 different coloured smoky swirls in it and it came up quite nice. I could have probably sold that one over and over a few times, but this one should look really nice as well. It's just, again, just a little bit different, and it looks a little bit clearer towards the bottom than what it does up top. So yeah, it should be nice. So I've got that one, and then we've got this one, which I might be better switching to the other camera for these. So this one was a mix of blue, and quite a strong blue, and gold, and it had a little bit of transparent put in it as well, just clear transparent, and then poured in the cup, in the mould basically, and just left to do its own thing. So a little bit of blue, a little bit of gold, a little bit of clear, were all poured in it, and that was the result. So you can see we've got the gold and the blue, and I can see there's clear in that as well, so it's going to give it a little bit of a different look having the clear in it. And you can see there's trails of blue through it, trails of gold through it. If we look at that end's pretty much gold. It's had crap dropped on it and it's stuck to it. And that end you can see we've got a bit of a gold and blue happening there, and a little bit of mix where the colours have mixed as well a little bit. And there's obviously transparent in there as well, clear. So again, it should make for a really nice handle, this one. I think it was Mr. Stanway asked me to do this one, so I'm going to turn that into a handle for him. And if he likes it, he'll take it, and if not, it'll go up for sale with some of the others. So yeah, quite nice. So again, it should be a nice handle when it's turned, I think. And then this one was Resin asked me to do one. So Resin wanted yellow and black, and I convinced him to put a little bit of clear in it as well, and less black and more yellow, because the black's a really dominating colour and it will tend to mix and take the yellow away. So I think we've managed to keep a fair bit of yellow through this, and obviously there's black in it, and there from that end you can see we've got a nice bit of yellow and black happening there, and then we've also got clear running through it parts as well, which should give it a little bit of a dimensional look. So again, it'll be an interesting one to see turned. You can see we've had a little bit of yellow settle on the bottom there, and I'm thinking that when we do the handle for this one, I'm thinking that I'll put the knot in from this end. We'll make that the top of the handle, this yellowish section here, and then we'll bring the handle down from there. But I think it'll make make an interesting looking handle as well, this one. And like I said, you can get a good look at that. We've got yellow and black happening in there. But as you can see, I mean, I only put a tiny little amount of black in that to what we discussed in the chat, because I knew the black was going to be overpowering, and you can see the black has had a fair effect on it. It would have been a lot worse if I'd have put more black in it. So I think we got it just at the right. I mean, until we turn it, we really don't know. But I think we got it just at the right point, the right mix. But if not, then next time we'd go even less black and more yellow, and maybe a little bit more transparent in it as well. You're not seeing much of the transparent in this one other than that part at the top there. So I'm hoping that there'll be more clear, which there should be, through the inside of the handle as well, which will add a nice effect to it. So that was the blanks from the last stream that I cast. So I done a casting video showing how I done those ones, and then the last one was I actually poured the clear onto the razor blade blank that I'm making up as well. So I'll just pop that out the cup again. So just give me a sec. There we go. You can try and get it out of that cup, you won't get it out, but the minute you put a bit of air in the side, it just pops it out. So I just used the cup as the mould for this one, so it's kind of big at this point, but I wanted it that way anyway because I want to turn this one down and make sure that I don't go in too far and nip the blade or anything like that. So that's in the bottom. I will take material off the bottom because you can see there the blood's sitting higher in the bottom, but again I didn't want to go too close to the bottoms of the razor blades or the red in there. So I'll take a bit off, probably a fair bit off the bottom, and then you can see also that the blades are quite shy at the top of the blank. There's a lot more clear acrylic in the top. There's probably about 15mm, 20mm clear in there, so I'll probably end up machining that off as well. And then I might end up setting a colour or something on the top of the handle. So again, whether I go black or whether I go red for the top section of the handle, but this will get machined down. I'll take this down in diameter, make it more round, and then like I said, I'll work out what I'm going to do with the top, and then I'll either cast another piece on top of this or I'll machine it up, face this blank off. Whatever I'm going to put on the top, I can face that off as well, and then join the two together and then turn the handle as a handle. So that's the plans at this stage anyway, but it lets you see it. So we've got the blade through the blade, a little bit of red splattered here and there, and then a patch with a couple of drips on the bottom, just to, you can see there's a couple of little drips around the bottom there. And it's funny how different ways you throw it, you get the red coming through the clear as well, which is kind of interesting. And I reckon once we put a bit of shape into the handle, it will change it again. But the blade through the blades, an interesting concept. So I'm hoping that it turns out as a decent handle, because there's been a lot of work and time put in it. But it's not something I'm rushing through or rushing to make another one. It'll be a one-off type thing, and we'll see how we go, and I'll move on to the next thing. But anyway, that's that. And then I've done a couple of smaller ones, which were just really leftovers from those other pours. So this was the blue and the gold with the clear in it, and you can actually see a lot more of the clear through this one. So you can see, looking into that blank, it's got a bit of depth to it, and the colours are swirled around in it. So there'll be a fair bit of clear in that one. You can sort of see around it as well. You can see there's clear there, clear areas, and then you've got the blue and the gold. So this will be used for the top of a handle. Yet to work out what I'll do with the base for it, but like I said, it's better than throwing it in the bin. I've poured it into another small mould, and I can use these for a handle top. So that's that one, and then this was another one. I forget what colours we got in this. I think we've got a few colours in this one. I think there was green and blue and maybe a touch of black and clear, obviously. And again, you can sort of look into that one because there's a fair bit of clear in it. And then I did swirl the colours, stir the colours up in this one as well, just so that we get a sort of bit more of an interesting mix through it. So that once it's turned, it'll have a nice look, something different. And again, that'll just be a blank for the top. You can see more of the fluoro green, or the day glow green in the bottom of this one. It's held a bit more green in the bottom of this one. But again, that was because it was the leftover pour, so you probably find that was the pure day glow green, and then it's changed as we've added other colours to it. But should be nice. Should be an interesting effect for a top handle. Anyway, that's them all, I think, guys, at this stage. Just have a quick look at the chat before I shut the shed door. Yeah, I think all those blanks will look quite nice when they're turned into handles. They've all got an interesting colour range in them, and obviously mixing the transparent in there should be nice as well. Just let me go back to my main screen here. So I'm just checking the chat, guys, before I shut the shed door. Yeah, the razor blade one, I mean, look, I don't know how it's going to turn out, mate. I mean, it's I'll try my best to get it to look half decent, but like I said, it's not something that I would probably go and do other ones. It's going to be a one-off for me, and I'll move on to something else after that and try something different. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the green one's nice, mate. They're all nice, really, but they're in their own right, say. Yeah, Ryan, I think the blue one will look nice, mate. I think both of those ones that I've got to turn now, the yellow and the black, should look nice as well, especially if we get a bit of the stronger yellow showing through with the black instead of, I mean, some of it looks like the black's actually gone into it, but I'm confident that there'll be some nice strong yellow in there as well, so it'll be interesting, I reckon. I think all those ones are going to be nice blanks actually, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's about it, guys. So once again, guys, I'd just like to thank you for dropping in on the stream again. It's much appreciated. It makes a big difference to me. Just let me get that ready. It makes a big difference to me having guys in the stream, having a chat, you know, and having a few people in there looking at the stream, watching the stream. I know the streams are sometimes a bit long, but there's not much I can do about that. I mean, the sanding probably takes up most of the time throughout the handle making process. The resin casting is something that I throw in just for a bit of a change, and just to let you see the different techniques and the different effects that you can achieve by doing pours different ways, and obviously the mixing of the colours as well, because rather than just putting a single pigment in, sometimes you can put 2 or 3 pigments in and it will change the colour of that brush, or it might throw other colours into that brush in a different way. So you know, you can get a lot of different effects just by how you mix the powders, how you pour the resin. So yeah, it's pretty effective. I like playing around with that sort of stuff. And just for one last, before we shut the doors down, guys, there's that brush again. You can see it there. Lovely. I actually quite like this. I'm quite surprised at how nicely it's come out. It's hard in that shot there. It's better in the other cameras. But look, that's it, guys. Thank you again for dropping in the stream. I'm going to shut the shed door. We should be streaming again. I think I've scheduled another one in on YouTube for, what day is this? Sunday. I think it's Tuesday. I've got some busy schedules coming up with the SCS with training over the next few weeks, but I'll keep you posted, and I'll try and put the live up. I try and schedule it in at least a day or two before it's due to go live, so at least people can get to see in advance as to when it's going to be on and at what time it's going to be on. So anyway, guys, I'm going to shut the stream down at that. So without further ado, thank you for visiting again. I'm just going to block out the screen here again. We'll catch you later, eh? Cheers for now. Catch you next time. Thanks, guys.